Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. It's Tia Rogers to take care of your health, save, invest, and grow your business, startup business mentor. Welcome to Freedom Friday, everybody. We made it. It's the second Friday of the year 2024. So we're moving right along. We are still taking that 1.6181 steps towards becoming better, right? So this morning we're going to talk a little bit because we've been kind of talking about the math equations of life success. We're talking about ethics and growing and development, financial education, business models, and how to structure and the operations, as well as the financial aspects of living our life business. And we tried to bring it all together and incorporate life into our business, because guess what? When you become a business owner, you have to breathe life into your business. You have to get it up and running, right? Sort of like having a baby. So I'm going to take you on a little journey this morning. We're going to start off with a little bit of looking at who we think we're not. We're going to go into embracing our imperfections. We're going to discuss a little bit about becoming a new business owner and how we prioritize and what makes us successful and what doesn't make us successful. We're going to go a little bit over how to find your message and integrate your message into your business model. We're going to talk a little bit about parenting because our job here is to help build sustainable families. We want healthy, emotional well, as well as healthy physical well-being families that are loving on each other and caring for each other, working together and building their life dreams and goals, right? And while supporting other members as they are growing into themselves and becoming from dependent to interdependent. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Then we're going to talk a little bit about our life visions, and what is it that comes along as you're embracing growth and the challenges and other steps as well. So instead of just giving you a whole synopsis like a syllabus, we're just going to delve into it. This morning, if you joined us live on Facebook, this may be repetitive to you. The second half may be a little bit better. But like I always say, repetition is king, and it helps for things to resonate and stick with you a little more. So let's look at the question of who people think they are not, right? So when we're looking at who people think they are not, and as we delve into the complex areas of identity, self-perception, and social expectations, it's a reflective and often deeply personal matter, influenced by a variety of factors. So, I always say, you bring you with you, no matter where you go, because I take me. I'm coming. All of me is coming. The good, bad, and indifferent. Hopefully, I'll give you a little bit more good than I give you bad, but sometimes it depends on how you rub me. But we're human, right? So, as we're looking at people that think who they're not, we're looking at their identity, we're looking at their self-perception, we're looking at their social expectations. So when you look at it from the social and cultural expectations part, people often define themselves in a contrast to social norms or roles that they feel they don't fit into. For example, someone might feel they are not conforming to traditional career paths, gender roles, or cultural expectations. And that happens a lot when you decide that you want to become a business owner. We got to look at our internalized beliefs. What's going on on the inside of us that's making us think that we're what we're not, because we all have potential to become whatever it is that we want to be. So individuals might believe they are not believe that believe they are not certain things based on internal beliefs, often stemming from childhood or past experiences. This could include feelings of not being smart enough, talented enough, or worthy of certain achievements or happiness. Because you're worth it all. And comparison with others, listen, in a world increasingly influenced by social media and external portrayals of success, people often compare themselves to others. The comparison can lead to feelings of not being as successful, happy, or fulfilled as peers, which affects their self perception. Be happy being you. It's okay. Um, your aspiration and goals. Sometimes individuals define themselves by what they aspire to be, but currently are not. For example, someone might think, I'm not yet the entrepreneur, artist, or leader I want to be. Self doubt and imposter syndrome. Many people experience imposter syndrome or self doubt, feeling that they are not as competent or capable as others perceive them to be, despite evidence of their skills and success. When you're looking at personal values and morals, individuals might also define themselves in oppositions of traits or behaviors that they find morally or ethically objectionable. For instance, someone might strongly feel that they are not not dishonest, cruel, or indifferent when they really are. Psychological projections. In some cases, people project their insecurities or negativity traits onto others, declaring what they are not, which can sometimes be a defense mechanism to avoid self-reflection on those very traits. So how do we overcome negative perceptions? Well, it's going to require some self-awareness and some self-reflection. Encouraging self-exploration and understanding why certain beliefs are held can be a first step in challenging and changing them. Regularly practicing positive affirmations can help in slowly altering deeply ingrained negative self-perceptions. Getting honest feedback from trusted friends, family, or mentors can provide a more realistic perspective on one's abilities and worth. In cases where these feelings are deeply rooted and affect one's quality of life, seeking support from a mental health professional can be beneficial. Engaging in activities and experiences that build skills and confidence can gradually change one's perception. Understanding and redefining who we think we are not can be a powerful part of personal growth, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. It's about embracing our true selves with all our strengths and vulnerabilities and moving beyond limiting beliefs. When we're talking about continuous learning, we have to also talk about embracing our imperfections. And innovation is going to be the key aspects of both personal growth as well as business success. So, how do we begin to start accepting the imperfections that we have? You want to embrace failure as a learning tool. You want to understand that mistakes and imperfections are inevitable. Sorry, that okay, you understand that mistakes and imperfections are inevitable and can be powerful learning experiences. You want to set achievable goals and be realistic about what can be accomplished, how it can be accomplished, and when you can accomplish it. This happens in managing stress and disappointment because life doesn't always work out like we plan. You want to be adaptable and willing to change course if things don't go as planned. You want to train so that you can become the best. You want to invest in your education and training. You want to stay updated with industry trends and best practices. You regularly seeking constructive feedback and use it to improve as you go along. Dedication and consistency, dedication and consistent practices are key to mastering any skill. I don't want you to be afraid to be a beginner, because as you approach situations with openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions, just like a beginner, you're you're opening yourself to take in what it is that you need to take in to cultivate the beginner's mindset, right? Openness, eagerness, and don't preconceive what you think you're about to experience, because you could preconceive and it could be wrong. So just be open to it. Always ask questions and show a willingness to learn regardless of your level of expertise, because I say all the time, we can learn every day. Every day you wake up, it's something else new for you to learn. Sometimes you can learn several things in one day. You want to listen and pay attention. This is so important in the beginning of being an entrepreneur, being a beginner, getting over, accepting yourself for who you are, not worrying about fitting in, becoming your authentic self. Going, continuing your education, listen and pay attention. That's what you're there for. Becoming better is going to cost you something. And if paying attention is all it's going to cost you, why not do it, right? So, truly listen when others speak. This means not just hearing the words, but understanding the message and intent. You want to pay attention to market trends, customer feedback, and employee input. Observation can lead to valuable insights. You want to practice mindfulness to enhance your focus and awareness in both personal and business interactions. You want to be innovative with your authentic self. Now, when you're infusing your unique personality and values into your business, this authenticity can differentiate you in the market. Encourage thinking outside the box to find unique solutions to challenges. You want to make decisions that align with your core values, even when under pressure. You want to develop your own style and approach, because nobody can be you but you, right? So develop a style or approach that reflects your personality and strengths. While being open to change, also maintain a consistent quality and approach that people can identify with. You want to ensure that your business aesthetics, like your logos, your websites, your product design, reflect your personal style and business ethos. By integrating these principles, you can build a business and a life that are not only successful, but also fulfilling and true to your authentic self. Remember, the path to success is not just about the destination, but also about the journey and the person you become along the way. Because we're all growing. We're growing, learning, and healing. And guess what? Nobody's getting out of this thing alive. So you better have some fun while you're here. As a new business owner, prioritizing certain areas while recognizing others as secondary or non-essential is crucial for success. Additionally, reflecting on your journey, challenges, and rewards can provide valuable insights for continuing growth. So priority areas for new business owners are ensuring robust cash flow management, budgeting and financial planning, developing strategies to attract and retain customers, ensuring your offerings meet or exceed market expectations, continuously understanding your market, competition, and customer needs. Every entrepreneur beginning, or even season. Those are the foundation and the basics that you work from. Can't go wrong with the basics. I tell you guys, right, all the time, just the basics. The basics will take you a long way, So the secondary areas, while important, it can initially take a backseat to more pressing operational concerns. And we're talking about branding yourself. As a new entrepreneur, you're going to hear all these different terms: KPI, ROI, all these different acronyms. You're going to hear branding, marketing, scaling, leveraging. Don't get overwhelmed. Allow yourself to be the beginner and just enjoy being the beginner. Enjoy learning. Enjoy identifying who you are. Who is it that you want to be? And how is this business going to align with your morals, values, principles, and ethics, right? And is it a viable business? So you want to necessarily, when you're looking at long strategic planning, necessary, but your immediate focus should be on establishing a stable customer base and revenue stream. So as a beginner, you want to focus more on attracting your ideal customers that you plan on serving. And how are they going to know that you exist? How do they know that you're there? They don't know. Are you somewhere being a private eye, private agent, private private entrepreneur? Don't do that. Dissatisfaction of offerings. You want to focus first on establishing your core product or service before expanding anywhere else. So wherever you start, now, yes, it's true. Multiple streams of income is real. It does exist. But when you are in the beginning, you want to start off with one and learn how to get that up and running successfully. And if you can get that one thing up and running successfully, guaranteed you can, anything else you touch, it will follow suit. So the no-go areas, overexpansion. You want to avoid expanding your product line or market reach too quickly before establishing a strong foundation. Those are some of the mistakes that I made in the beginning. I don't know, ignorance on fire. You learn from your mistakes. Ignoring customers' feedback. Neglecting customers' insights can lead to product misalignment. You want to make sure that you are touching the heartbeat of your customers, because that is the life of your business, right? So you want to make sure that they're happy. Neglect legal and compliance issues. This can lead to significant future problems. So you don't want to do that. You want to reflect on your business journey. You look at your achieving, as you're achieving momentum, you want to assess whether the business has gained significant traction. Are sales increasing? Is the brand gaining recognition? Are two questions that you want to ask yourself in the beginning, because nobody knows you're there. So how are you marketing? How are you showing up for yourself to let people know that you're there? Do they know what products and services that you offer and how it can benefit them? If you're not doing that, your sales are going to reflect it, as well as your brand recognition. It's going to show that. But no fear. Just know that everything takes time. It takes 9 months for a baby to grow through gestation before it's born. And then it takes after it's born, it takes 18 years or more, 18 years plus, to really do what it do, right? So just know that you have time. Don't feel pressure. Enjoy the journey as you're discovering who you are becoming while you're being. So you want to look at your limiting beliefs and your emotions. I'm going to be honest, stepping out on faith, taking a leap to bet on yourself and become the change that you want to see, you're going to identify different fears or doubts that's going to surface. And I want you to confront them when they come up. Don't be afraid. Don't just let them come up and tell you anything. I want you to confront them and start breaking them apart, because fear is false evidence appearing real, and doubts are just doubts. They're unproven facts. They're facts that you can cancel out, that you can prove them wrong. So how did they how do the fears and doubts, how do they impact your decision making, and how were they addressed? I tell you, confront them head on. Start picking them apart. The moment they tell you that what you can't do or it's not going to work, you start telling it how it can work or what you can do, and start showing it too. It helps a lot. It helps you to get over the barriers. Um, Picking the best time for your personal growth is important. Time management is a big part of becoming an entrepreneur. Determine when you are most productive and reflective. Some find early morning or late evenings best for personal development activities. And along your journey, as you're reflecting on your business journey, I want you to look at the first 120 days, and I want you to reflect on the biggest obstacles faced, such as cash flow issues, customer acquisition, or operating setbacks. I also want you to take those same 120 days and look at the rewards that happen. As you're looking at the challenges, look at the rewards, because we don't get the yin without the yang, right? Okay, so identify the most fulfilling achievements, such as hitting a sales target, receiving positive customer feedback, or successfully launching a product. So as you're moving forward, you want to continue learning and adapting. You want to embrace continuous learning to adapt to the market changes as well as your customer needs. Balancing personal and professional growth. Ensure that personal development is aligned with professional goals. Regularly revisit and adjust your strategies based on performance, metrics, and personal reflections. Now, remember, the journey of a new business owner is as much about personal growth and learning as it is about financial success and market impact. Recognizing and celebrating your achievements, learning from challenges, and staying adaptable are key to sustainable momentum and achieving long-term success. It's coming, guys. I know, right? All right, so finding your message and integrating it into your business model is a journey of self-discovery and strategic planning. It involves aligning your passions, hobbies, and interests with your business goals. So let's see how we can navigate the process, including the good, the bad, and indifferent, and address the realities of business success. So finding your message, we're back at it again, self-reflection. Identify what you are passionate about. What drives you? What are your hobbies and interests? How can they be translated into a business idea? You want to do your market research, and you want to assess if there's a market for your passions. Who are your potential customers? What do they need or want that aligns with what you offer? You want to make sure that you have a unique value proposition. Why should people want to purchase your products and or services, right? You want to determine what makes your business unique, and how does your personal message or passion set your business apart. You also want to apply it into your business model. That means your business plan development. You want to incorporate your message into your business plan. Define your mission, vision, and goals that reflect your passions. When you're talking about your product, service development, You want to create products or services that align with your message. Ensure they are viable and meet market needs. Now, when you're talking about branding and marketing, you want to use your unique message in your branding as well as your marketing efforts. This authenticity often resonates with customers. Evaluating what works and what doesn't work. Analytics and metrics are a large part of a business owner. You want to know, is your heart beating? How far is your reach? So regularly view business analytics and metrics to understand what's working. This includes sales, data, websites, traffic, customer feedback, etc. Adaptation and flexibility. Be prepared to pivot if certain aspects of your business aren't working. Flexibility is key in the early stages of business. Continuous learning. Stay informed about industry trends and best practices. Be open to learning from both success as well as failures. Structural and financial aspects. Operational efficiency. Streamline operations for efficiency. This might include automating certain processes or outsourcing tasks. I strongly encourage new entrepreneurs to really learn your business. So a lot of the things that before you outsource, you want to know what it is that you're doing. Because if you hire someone and you don't know what they're doing, how do you know they're doing it right? Right. So you want to learn as much about your business and be really hands-on in building and getting your business up and running. So you want to pay attention to your finance management. You want to keep a close eye on cash flow, revenue, and expenses. Effective financial management is crucial for sustainability. You want to invest in your growth. So as your business is growing and you're gaining traction, you're getting your customers, you're generating revenue, you want to reinvest profits back into the business to fuel growth. This could be in marketing, product development, or expanding your team. So let's look at some of the myths, facts, and stats about business success. Success happens, but a myth. Success happens overnight. The fact is, most successful businesses are the result of hard work and persistence over time. Another myth. You need a groundbreaking idea to succeed. You just need a worthy idea. A fact. Many successful businesses are built on improving existing ideas or addressing specific market niches. The stats, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, about 50% of all new business owners survive 5 years or more. So building a business around your message and passions requires a balance of personal authenticity and strategic business planning. It's about understanding the market, being adaptable, and continuously improving your operations and financial management. While challenges are inevitable, align your business with your personal passions. Aligning your business with your personal passions can be a deeply rewarding and a key driver of success. Remember, success in business is often a marathon, not a sprint, and resilience and adaptability are your greatest assets. So parenting in various forms, single, co-parenting, joint parenting, cohabitating, married, presents a range of challenges and opportunities for growth, both for parents and children. Each style brings its unique dynamics and influences the development of children and the family unit as a whole. Let's explore these different aspects and how they contribute to navigating life's challenges. As business owners, we also have families. We have a personal life. That's why we call this life business. It's life business because you got to make sure your life is right. Because if your life is off in any way, it's going to show up in your business. So you want to make sure that you're in alignment with everything that you need to have in your own personal life as well as your business life. So parenting is part of that because it can become challenging. Children are demanding. So there's different parenting styles, and we're going to discuss the parenting styles as well as the impacts as it pertains to challenges, growth, and the parenting approach that each parenting style takes. So single parenting, managing all responsibilities alone, potential financial constraints, and emotional stress. Builds resilience, strong bonds, and effective time management skills. Emphasizing open communication and creating a supportive network can be beneficial. Co-parenting, separated/divorced parents, ensuring consistent rules and discipline, managing communication between parents. Let's talk nice to each other because the children are listening and they're watching. Plus, we're showing them how to act as adults. So we want to make sure that we're managing our communication and showing them the proper way. We want to walk it like we talk it and be the right example. Teaches adaptability, understanding different perspectives, prioritizing the child's well-being, maintaining respectful communication. So let's look at joint custody. Adjusting to different household norms, shared decision-making is part of that. Children learn to adapt to different environments, building flexibility. Consistency and cooperative planning between households are the key. Cohabitating parenting, balancing parenting styles, maintaining relationships health, because sometimes our different parenting styles can cause a little turbulence, but with proper communication, we can get through it and handle the challenge to ensure that the overall health of the family's relationship is healthy. Opportunity for a stable, nurturing environment with shared responsibilities. Clear communication and agreed upon parenting strategies are important in the cohabitating parenting. Parenting through ups and downs. This is where we get to teach the children resilience, because life won't always go as planned. Teaching children to face challenges, adapt, and learn from failures is crucial. Examples: sharing age-appropriate stories for personal challenges and how you overcame them, or discussing historical figures who trumped over adversity, right? So when you're talking about addressing abuse, trauma, and loss, you want to create a safe space. Children need to feel safe to express their emotions. And in case of abuse or severe trauma, seeking professional counseling is important. You want to talk about loss and grief in a way that is age appropriate and honest. When they're going from dependency to independence, there's stages of development. And we've been there, done that, right? So they're going to go through it too. And we're going to help them navigate. As children grow, their need for independence increases. It's important to adjust parenting styles to encourage this natural progression. You want to have support. You want to support their independence. You want to teach life skills, decision making, and encourage them to take on responsibilities. And you can't do that without looking at the influence of the family dynamics itself. So when you're looking at married versus not married, the marital status of parents can influence the family structure, but does not determine the quality of parenting or the emotional health of the child. Okay? So that means even though we're together or whether we're not together, if we don't address our own issues and we can't see ourselves, then no one else can see us neither. And we're sharing it with our children. So make sure you know thyself. Govern thyself, know thyself. I can't say it enough. So you want to be aware of how your relationship dynamics affect your children and be willing to make changes for their well-being. When it comes to thriving and rearing, we need a healthy environment. A loving, supportive environment is the key to healthy development. Adapting parenting styles. Understand that each child may need different approaches because they're not the same. You don't have the same kid over again. When you go back the second time, you get a whole nother kid. You go back the third time, you get another kid. So you got all these people with different personalities and different thoughts and things. So you have to treat them and respect their differences so that they can grow into well adapted young adults, right? Productive citizens in the world. You want to look at the normal, abnormal, and maladjusted behaviors. You have to understand the variations and recognize that normal, my quotations, right, behavior can vary widely. Seek to understand your child's unique personalities and needs. The better you know your child, the better you're going to be in tune to when things are not, when they're a little off. So, if behavior seems maladjusted or abnormal, like, for example, extreme aggression or withdrawal, professional advice may be needed. So you really have to pay attention to your kids. And I know it's rough because you're working, you got all these things going on, and then you got the kids, but find a moment, find a way to check in and feel that heartbeat, see what's going on with them. Little people got feelings too, and they have struggles too. So working through challenges, modeling behavior. This is where you got to walk it like you're talking because they watching you. So you got to walk it like you're talking. You got to be about it. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. So see how to handle life challenges through your actions by modeling the behavior. This is how our children learn. They're watching us. How are we handling our challenges? Are we cussing everybody out? Are we trying to climb over counters and whatnot, trying to do things to people? Like, we really have to pay attention to this because our children are watching. What they see you do, they're going to think that's normal. So you want to encourage openness and let children know it's okay to talk about their struggles. When it comes to committing to become the change in your life, that's a personal decision. The decision to change often comes from a personal realization or a significant life event. So you're either going to realize something about yourself that you feel as though that you want to change or that you could benefit from change, or something is going to take place in your life that's going to force you to look at the possibilities of change. But the decision to change is solely up to you. You want to look at your support system. Having a supportive network can encourage and facilitate this change. Parenting, regardless of its forms, involves guiding children through the complexities of life, teaching them resilience and preparing them for independence. It's about adapting to different stages, understanding individual needs, and creating a supportive and loving environment. As parents navigate these various roles and challenges, they too grow and develop, often emerging stronger and more resilient. And that's what we want to do. That's what life is all about, constantly revolving and changing and becoming more aware of who we really truly are, what it is that we really want out of our lives, and actually being committed to take the steps to get there. It's a long, dusty road sometimes. But like I said previously, anything worthwhile having is worthwhile going through, but you got to go through to get it, right? So when we're talking about creating a life vision. A life vision is a deeply personal and reflective process. While no, wait, it is a process. So we're going to guide you on how to craft your own life vision, including how you might give back to others. So we know that your vision is deeply personal and reflective of who you are as a being, what you stand for, your morals, your powers, your morals, your principles, and your ethics and values. So we're going to look at how we can do defining our core values, right? You want to identify your values by looking at what principles are most important to you. And you want to look at them honestly. You want to be compassionate about it. You want to be a little creative. You want to see how that applies to your family, your finance, your family and your financial independence. So, what's most important to you is going to involve the honesty, the compassion, the creativity, family, and financial independence. You want to write that down because you're writing down what principles are most important to you. Because we're looking at your core values here as we're forming your vision for your business. Because at this point, you've made a decision. You have paid your fee to begin this journey. And you're taking the steps that you need to take to get there, but you may not be clear as to what your vision is and your purpose for your business. So you want to, what's principles are most important to you? Honesty, compassion, creativity, family, financial independence. All of that. Break it in those categories and you answer those questions. You want to reflect on past experiences. You want to consider moments when you felt most fulfilled and what values were you honoring during those times. I want you to write this down too. And as you're working through this exercise, don't worry. It may take you some time. So if you don't finish it right now during our time together, just continue to work on it because your vision is going to become clear. You're going to realize and think about different moments in your life, where you felt the most fulfilled. Okay. And were you honoring the during this time, the values that you honored during that time? So the next step is going to be envision your ideal life. You want to look at your personal life. You want to look at your professional life. You want to look at your financial goals, as well as your contributions in your community. So, what does your ideal personal life look like? Consider the relationships, hobbies, health, and lifestyle. What are your career goals? How do you want to grow professionally? I'll read it again, just in case you guys missed it. The first one is, what does your ideal personal life look like? You're to consider your relationships, hobbies, health, and your lifestyle. The next question was, what are your career goals? And how do you want to grow professionally? The next question is, what are your financial aspirations? Think about your income, your investments, your savings, and financial security. I'll read it again. What are your financial aspirations? Think about income, investments, savings, and financial security. Okay, the next question is, how do you want to contribute to your community or society? What legacy do you want to leave behind? I'm going to go through them one more time in case, because I know sometimes when I'm writing, I can't get everything. So I'm going to go through the questions one more time, and then I'm going to provide you some very important information that I was able to find last night. Yeah, I told you guys I might have something new for you today. All right, so it says the first question is, what does your ideal personal life look like? You're to consider your relationships, hobbies, health, and the lifestyle. The next question you're answering is, what are your career goals? How do you want to grow professionally? That's two questions in one. What are your career goals? And how do you want to grow professionally? The next question is, what are your financial aspirations? And we want you to think about your income, your investments, your savings, as well as your financial security. The last question, how do you want to contribute to your community or society? What legacy do you want to leave? Okay, so real quick. All right, guys. I had the pleasure to sit in on a webinar yesterday evening from a financial service called Thrive. And it's the important tax strategies for retirees. So I don't know where you are in your journey. Are you getting prepared to retire? Are you close to retirement? Or are you so far off, but you got plenty of time to plan? Whichever you may be, you may want to reach out to, the gentleman's name is Jeff Walker, and he's a financial planner. I'm going to give you his number. It's 1-800-516-5861. In case you're wondering about some of the laws that are taking place as it pertains to those that are in retirement, you want to make sure that the funds that you are allotting for towards your retirement, you want to make sure that you are paying your share, but not paying more than you're supposed to. And this is what this company Thrive does. They help you sit down and develop a comprehensive financial plan, and helps you take a look at your income tax rates, as well as your tax bracket in which you would fall under, and how all that works between your deferred retirement versus your IRA retirements. So you might want to reach out to them, and I'm gonna do my best to try to play around with some of the information here and see what I can come up with to bring you more in-depth information. But they will provide you a free consultation. The first consultation is free. You can reach out to them and tell them that you're interested in doing your retirement planning. So you want to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck. And then once you do get to retiring age, because I see they're raising it to 73, so we're working longer. So you want to make sure that you have everything together. You want to make sure that you're investing in the right thing. So make sure that you reach out to Mr. Jeff Walker at Thrive Financial Planning Services, and him, Sasha, and or Matt will be able to help you. Okay, so that's my contribution to the community today. As we're looking at envisioning our life, our ideal life, we're looking at our core goal, our core values, right? And now we're looking at specific goals. So you have to identify short-term goals that you can achieve in the next year. Those are short-term goals. What are we doing? What are the goals that you wish to achieve within this year, right here? The three. Well, we're still three something, but we're narrowing it down. for the remainder of the years. We're 2 weeks into the new year. So have you identified the goals you want to achieve in this year? For your long-term goals, I want you to think about where you want to be in 5, 10, or 20 years. And I want you to write this down, all this stuff. So this is your assignment. So I hope you're doing it, because if you do it, it's going to help you to become clear on your vision as to where you're going with your life. And it's going to help you kind of figure out what you're going to need too along the way. So you want to plan for challenges. You want to anticipate obstacles. So what challenges might you face in achieving these goals? How will you address them? That's a question, guys. Because in this section, we're planning for our challenges. So what challenges might you face in achieving these goals? And how will you address them? Because life is going to keep on lifing. And we're going to keep on living, Lord willing. You want to build resistance. So how do you build resistance? You want to consider how you can strengthen your resilience to deal with setbacks. Remember, I told you sometimes life can punch you in the gut and make you fall to your knees. So how are you going to bounce back? Now, when you talk about identifying your core values, envisioning your ideal life, setting specific goals, short and long-term goals, and planning for challenges, it's important to have an idea of how you're going to give back. And I believe I said it on a live, our live talk every morning on my page, that you don't have to wait until you're a multimillionaire, or a millionaire, whatever your number goal is for your business, to begin to start contributing and giving back. Giving back is the most rewarding thing that you could ever do, and it makes you feel so good because you meet so many different interesting people from different walks of life. So when you're thinking about how you can give back as an entrepreneur, you want to look at possibly volunteering. You can identify causes or organizations you're passionate about and dedicate time to volunteering there if they offer that. There's mentorship. Offer your experience and guidance to others who can benefit from your mentorship. Who can you help along the way? What experiences have you overcome and have been able to navigate life successfully that now you can mentor someone else to do the same thing? There's also charitable actions. You can engage in acts of kindness and charity, whether through donations or hands-on help. There's community involvement. Participate in or organize community events or initiatives. You want to share your knowledge. Use your skills and knowledge to educate or empower others. These are all ways that you can give back. You want to review and adapt your vision. So as you are looking at your core values, the vision for your life, the vision for your ideal life, your specific goals, you're planning for challenges that may arise. That's our variables, right? That's our algebra of life success. Those are things that's unknown to us. We don't know the value. But you want to make sure that you review your vision. And here's why: because life circumstances change, and so might your vision. You want to regularly reflect on and update your life vision. You want to stay flexible. So that means that you want to be open to adapting your goals and methods as you grow and learn. Then you're going to have to start the implementation and hold yourself accountable. to this vision and your ideal, your core values and your ideal vision of your life, you're going to have to begin to start implementing that. And you're going to have to hold yourself accountable. So some of the action steps are breaking down your goals into actionable steps. Like I said, it may be a big, huge elephant. You want to chew it up little bits at a time. You don't have to try to eat the whole elephant because you'll feel overwhelmed. You'll get lost. You'll end up doing nothing. You'll be paralyzed. So you want to break it down. You want to break your goals into action steps. When it comes to accountability, you want to consider finding a mentor, a coach, or accountability partner to help you stay on track. Remember, this is a living document and should evolve as you grow and change. It's not just about the destination, but also about the journey and the person you become in the process of striving towards your vision. As we are looking at growth and development, it often involves navigating through various challenges, some of which can be quite intense and demanding. The journey isn't always linear or pain-free, but these experiences, including handling trauma, fear, doubt, loss, and life changes, shapes and strengthen individuals. So, how one can navigate these growth experiences is through embracing the growth amidst challenges. You want to accept the acceptance of reality. You got to accept it for what it is, right? It is what it is. So you want to recognize that growth often comes with discomfort. Accepting this reality can help in mentally preparing for the challenges ahead. You want to develop resilience by facing adversity head on. Resilience doesn't mean being unaffected. It means learning to recover and adapt through the challenges. You want to lean on your support systems, whether they are friends, family, mentors, or professional counselors. Having a strong support network is crucial during tough times. Use challenges as opportunities for self-reflection. What can each experience teach you? How can it contribute to your growth? Practice mindfulness and prioritize self-care. These practices help in maintaining emotional and mental balance during turbulent times. And again, we encourage you, do not hesitate to seek professional help, especially when dealing with trauma, severe loss, or mental health issues. Writing down your thoughts and feelings or expressing them through art can be therapeutic and help in processing complex emotions. You want to set achievable goals and celebrate small victories along the way. This helps in building confidence and a sense of accomplishment. You want to understand what is within your control and what isn't. Learning to let go of things beyond your control is essential for mental well-being. You want to view changes, even the uncomfortable ones, as opportunities for growth and learning. Now, we all know that navigating life storms can be very challenging. And when it comes, it feels like, oh, Lord, Jesus, help me, get me out of here, Lord. I promise you, I won't do X, Y, Z, whatever, right? Life storms, right? And sometimes it's not even about what you did. It's just life is life, and it's just happening. So life events like births or caregiving, you want to approach these events with openness and adaptability. You want to accept help and don't be too hard on yourself during those times. You want to allow yourself grace. When it comes to trauma and loss, you want to allow yourself to grieve and process these experiences. Healing is not linear and takes time. You want to confront your fears and doubts by understanding their roots. Sometimes talking about these fears with someone can diminish their power. While life gets disrupted, try to find new routines or ways to adapt. Flexibility is key. But you can still emerge whole, but not unscathed. Okay? That means that we're going to go through some trials and tribulations in our lives. It might leave some bumps and bruises and some scars, but we're going to be all right. Those scars are going to heal up. The bumps and bruises are going to stop hurting. But we're going to know that we've been through something. So it's important to acknowledge that while growth can lead to positive transformation, it often leaves scars. These scars are not just reminders of the struggle space, but are also evidence of overcoming them. They represent resilience, learning, and the capacity to endure and grow. It's about emerging whole, recognizing that these experiences are integral parts of one's life journey, contributing to a richer, more profound understanding of self and life. The goal isn't to avoid these scars, but to heal from them in a way that they become a source of strength and wisdom. I want you to know here that growth and development through life challenges are about finding balance between acceptance and action, seeking support and using experiences as stepping stones for personal and emotional development. It's about emerging not without scars, but with a deeper sense of wholeness and resilience, ready to face future challenges with a fortified spirit and an enlightening perspective. Because life is going to be life, and guys, and we going to be living. So we got to learn how to navigate when it gets rough, right? So let's understand the difference between peer-to-peer counseling, therapists, psychologists, crisis counselors, and roles like coaching and mentoring is crucial for selecting the right kind of support. Each serves a distinct purpose and has its own methodologies, benefits, and limitations. So we're going to do peer-to-peer counseling first. So what is peer-to-peer counseling? What are the pros and cons of peer-to-peer counseling? And when to seek it? So peer-to-peer counseling is a non-professional counseling between individuals who share similar experiences or challenges. One of the pros is empathy from shared experiences, less formal, and is often more accessible. The con is the lack of professional training, limited in dealing with complex mental health issues. And when do you know that it's time to seek someone? For support and understanding from someone who has been through similar challenges. That's who you seek when you're going through different things. And that's peer-to-peer counseling. Let's look at therapists. So what is a therapist? A therapist is a broad term that can encompass various licensed professionals who offer counseling and psychotherapy. Some of the pros are professionally trained, confidential. Some of the pros are that the therapists are professionally trained. They're held to a confidentiality agreement. So that's their ethic. That's the ethic. So what's talked between you and the therapist is just between you and the therapist. A wide range of therapeutic approaches that they can give you. The cons can be the cost. It may take time to find the right match because you got to find someone that you vibe with, right? You got to connect. You got to be able to connect in order for therapy to work. You've got to show up and you got to be willing to do the work. So when should you seek a therapist? For emotional, psychological, and behavioral challenges, personal growth, relationship issues. These are some of the things that will cause you to seek out a therapist. Let's talk about the psychologist. What is it? A psychologist is a licensed professional with a doctoral degree in psychology. Some of the pros are their expertise in psychological assessment, their diagnosis and treatment research-based approaches. Some of the cons is that it can be expensive, might not provide medication management. That's a psychiatrist's role, not the psychologist's role. So you got to know who you're seeking out, right? When you're going through navigating challenges. And when should you seek a psychologist? From complex mental health issues, psychological testing, and therapy. Someone will guide you along the path and getting you there. But if you feel yourself is a little off, you may want to seek the psychologist yourself. Just go sit down and tell them what's on your mind. See, well, they always say don't self-diagnose yourself, but I'm pretty good at kind of like picking up what's wrong, and I diagnose myself first. I'll do a test at home, and then when I get the results, I'll make an appointment to go see the psychologist or psychiatrist to let them know this is what I came up with. I want to know, or the therapist. Peer-to-peer counseling works as well too. All of it works if you work it, but you have to know that you are in a state that you need help in order to receive the help. Because if you're not open to it, it's not going to work. You're going to come out of there and say, oh, that didn't work for me. But did you really give it your full? Were you open, honest, and courageous in sharing who you were, what's going on with you at the time? Letting all shame and guilt go, because you got to let it go. It doesn't exist. You are the most important asset in your life. Nobody can be you but you, and you want to be the best you that you can be. And when you're embarking on new life adventures, there's so many different components in life, things that can happen, that you're balancing business as well as your life, and sometimes it can collide and then you may not handle it so well. But we want to make sure that you are right, mind, body, and soul. We want to make sure that when you hit your mark and you hit your goal, that you are going to be the person that you need to become, so that you'll be able, in the right mind space and the right physical being, and able to handle it and just flourish with it. Okay, I can't express that enough. So we went over the psychologist. So now, let's look at crisis counselors. So what is a crisis counselor? They specialize in handling acute crisis, often available through hotlines or emergency services. Now, the pros is that it gives you immediate support during a crisis, trained in de-escalation and referral to appropriate services. Some of the cons are not for long-term therapy or in-depth exploration of issues. So you will have to seek a psychologist and or a psychiatrist and or a therapist for long-term therapy and in-depth exploration of your issues. So when does someone seek crisis? In a crisis situation, such as suicidal thoughts, severe emotional distress, or traumatic events, those are the times that you need to engage with a crisis counselor. They'll be able to help you through the crisis. They're going to assess you, and they'll let you know if it's okay for you to go or not. They might want you to stay with them for a little bit. It's okay. Stay with them. Get it all out of your system. Do the work that you need to do. You're going to feel so much more better for it. Believe me, because your life is important. Your life is serious business, and we can't do this thing without you. So we need you to need you to be here. You know what I mean? So we need you. If you're feeling like nobody needs you, nobody loves you, we love you. We need you. You're important to us. And let it be known, okay, today, that your life means something. It's worth something. You're valuable. So when you're looking at coaching, mentoring, and leadership, what is coaching, mentoring, and leadership? Focused on personal development, goal setting, and improving specific areas of one's life or career. Some of the pros are goal-oriented, future-focused, often motivational. Some of the cons are not designed to address deep-seated psychological issues. Quality varies widely. And when should you seek a coach, mentor, or leader? For career guidance, personal development, skill enhancement, and achieving specific objectives. That's when you reach out for a coach and a mentor. They're not the same. They're not a crisis counselor. They're not the psychologist. They're not the therapist. They're not the peer-to-peer counselor. They are going to coach, mentor, leadership. They're there to guide you through your career, your personal development, to help you enhance your skills, as well as helping you to achieve some of your specific goals and objectives. They're going to work with you and outline those to help you work them out to know where to begin first. Now, what are the differences from mental health support? Coaching and mentoring versus therapy. Coaches and mentors focus on personal growth, goal setting, and practical strategies. They are not equipped to handle mental health disorders, which is the domain of therapists and psychologists, which I shared that with you. Their scope of practice. Mental health professionals deal with a wide range of psychological issues, while coaches and mentors typically focus on specific developmental areas of skills. Training and qualifications. Therapists, psychologists, and crisis counselors require rigorous education and licensing. Coaches and mentors may have certifications, but these are not standardized or regulated like mental health credentials. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that you may experience that will cause you to seek out these services? Mental health support, therapist, psychologist. The signs and symptoms to seek these services comes from persistent feelings of sadness, anxiety, significant changes in your mood or behavior, dealing with trauma, relationship issues, or when daily functioning is impaired. That's when you need to seek out mental health support therapist, or psychologist. Crisis counseling. Crisis counseling. In immediate distress or danger, experiencing suicidal thoughts, or after a traumatic event is a time for you to seek crisis counseling. Coaching and mentoring. Seeking improvement in specific life areas, career advancement, personal development, or when feeling stuck in achieving your goals. So, while there are some overlap, each of these roles serves a different need. Mental health professionals are equipped to address psychological issues and mental disorders, whereas coaches and mentors are more suited to providing guidance and support for personal development and specific life goals. It's important to choose the type of support that aligns with your current needs and challenges. So I hope that was helpful for you, anyone that may have needed it, or maybe you were a little confused about all of that, right? How does each role play? How does it fit, right? So now I hope that I have cleared some of that up for you, because I want you to be able to identify the right person, the right help person that fits your situation. You want to make sure you have the right person, because it's nothing like going to the wrong person. Oh my God. So you want to make sure that you pick the right person. So when you're embarking on a career in coaching, mentoring, or leadership, it often involves a combination of self-reflection, self-development, and understanding the influences of both external role models and internal. Divinely inspired guidance. So we're going to look at some steps and insights into this journey. If you're thinking of embarking on a career in coaching, mentoring, or leadership, there's steps to take for coaching, mentoring, and leadership. I shared with you the self-assessment. So that means that you have to have the ability to be able to reflect on your motivations. Why do you want to pursue this path? Write that down if you're considering that area, that field, or that line of work. Why do you want to pursue this path? You want to identify your strengths and the areas for your development. Education and training is required. So you want to acquire relevant qualifications or certifications that are in alignment with either the coaching, mentoring, or the leadership that you're deciding that you want to go for. Engaging in continuous learning about psychology, leadership and theories, communication skills, etc., is going to help you on your career path of coaching, mentoring, and leadership. You want to gain experience. So how do you gain experience? You start by mentoring or coaching within your current organization or in your community. You want to seek opportunities to lead teams or projects. And how do you find a mentor? You connect with an experienced coach or leader who can provide guidance and feedback. You also need to develop key skills. And some of those key skills are focusing on developing empathy, active listening, effective communication, ethical judgment, and adaptability. How does that apply to building a network, right? You want to join professional organizations, attend workshops, and engage in communities related to your field. That's going to help keep you abreast of what's going on, what's new, what's popping, right? Or how things have changed in the field. So you want to start small and you want to grow. So you wouldn't begin with individual coaching or small group leadership and gradually expand your school. You need to be able to reflect and adapt. Regularly reflect on your experiences and adapt your approach based on feedback and self awareness. So, how does the role of divinity and role models play a part in all of this, right? Because sometimes our role models can be our coaches, our mentors, our leaders, our peer to peer counselors, right? Sometimes God just puts people in your path, right? Something just keeps coming by, it's coming by, and all of a sudden, one day you just stop and say, let me see what's going on here, right? And you find out it's interesting, it intrigues you. So you stay a little longer, you start to listen, you start to follow. So the role of divinity and role models. So when you're looking at divine guidance and life paths, many believe that a higher power plays a role in guiding them towards their life purpose. This can manifest as a sense of calling or deep intuition towards a particular path. Practicing mindfulness or meditation can help in attuning to this guidance. When you're learning from role models, you identify role models in your field or life who embody the qualities you aspire to. Understand how they navigate their paths and overcome challenges. You want to draw inspiration from their journey, but tailor it to your unique circumstances and beliefs. Balancing divine inspiration and practical learning. Let me get a little drink of water here. We've been going a little bit here, guys. So balancing divine inspirations and practical learning. While divine inspirations can provide a sense of direction or purpose, it's equally important to engage in practical learning and skill development. Balance spiritual or divinely inspired insights with concrete actions and strategies. You want to integrate your values and ethics. Your personal values and ethical beliefs, which might be influenced by your spirituality, should guide your practice as a coach or leader. This includes respecting the diverse beliefs of those you mentor or lead and integrating compassion and integrity into your approach. When we talk about reflecting on the impact, I want you to consider how your work aligns with your higher purpose and how it impacts others. This reflection can provide fulfillment and motivation, especially in challenging times. In essence, becoming a coach, mentor, or leader is a journey of personal and professional development that can be guided by both internal and external influences. Balancing practice skills with spiritual guidance and learning from both divine inspiration and earthly role models create a holistic approach of these roles. So, let's see. When you're talking about coaching, mentoring, becoming a leader, we're talking about being an effective team and ensuring a positive, inclusive environment. It requires careful selection of team members, addressing dissatisfaction or conflict, and fostering individual growth and confidence. So we're going to try to guide and navigate through these aspects. So say how do you identify the right or wrong team members, right? Because We're constantly looking for someone to sponsor. We're looking for that intern that is eager to learn, right? And they're ready. They're go-getters. They're ready to go. So how do we know that they're a right fit for our team? How do we know that they're a wrong fit? We don't know. But we can have some tools to measure to know exactly how, right? So we want to look at the skill set and experience. So you want to match individual skills and experiences with the team's needs. You want diverse skills. Having diverse skills are important, but they should complement the team's objectives. You got to look at the cultural fit. So that means that you're going to consider how well a potential member aligns with the team's culture, values, and work style. You want to look at the attitude and motivation. Look for individuals with a positive attitude and strong motivation, as they often contribute positively to team dynamics. Adaptability. Team members who are adaptable and open to change can be valuable in a dynamic environment and in dynamic environments. So how do we handle dissatisfaction or offense? We handle that through open communication. You encourage open, respectful communication, addressing any issues promptly and privately if necessary. There's a conflict resolution. So you want to facilitate a resolution if there's a conflict. Understanding each party's perspective and find a middle ground is going to be the key. You want to have a feedback mechanism. You want to implement a system where team members can express their concerns anonymously if they prefer. And how about the exit interviews? If someone decides to leave, conduct an exit interview to understand their reasons and learn from them. How do we go about improving team selection and raising and keeping the team's morale? You got to have detailed job descriptions. So use detailed job descriptions in the hiring process to attract the right candidates. There's a behavioral interview. You want to include behavioral questions and interviews to assess how candidates might react in specific team scenarios. Team building activities. Regular team building activities can improve morale and foster a sense of inclusion. Regular check-ins. Have regular one-on-one check-ins to ensure each member feels heard and valued. Celebrate diversity. Acknowledge and celebrate the diversity within the team. This encourages a culture of inclusion. So once you put all these things into place as you're looking for your sponsored team members, your interns that are excited to come and join you, they're go-getters, they want to learn what you're doing so they can learn how to do it for themselves. How do we prepare our team members for the independence or interdependence, we like to call it, because you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you want to make sure that there's empowerment infused into your team model, in your business model. Empower team members by delegating responsibilities and allowing autonomy. You want to invest in their professional development through training, workshops, and mentorship. You want to encourage team members to make decisions and take ownership of their work. You want to provide constructive feedback and recognize their achievements. So what are some of the qualities of a good leader, coach, mentor? Empathy and understanding. That shows genuine care and understanding for team members' perspectives and challenges. Having effective communication. Communicate, communicate clearly, listen actively, and adapt your communication style to suit your team. Visionary thinking. You want to have a clear vision and be able to inspire and motivate your team towards common goals. You have to have some form of adaptability. So you have to be adaptable in your leadership style to meet the evolving needs of your team. Consistency and fairness. Be consistent in your actions and decisions and treat all team members fairly and with respect. Continuous learning. Commit to your own continuous learning and development as a leader. By focusing on these areas, you can build a strong, cohesive team where members feel valued and are prepared to grow independently while contributing meaningfully to the team's objectives. Balancing the individual needs with the team's goals and leading by example as a coach and mentor are key to fostering a positive, productive team environment. So, as a coach, mentor, or leader, determining whether a client is a good fit is essential for a successful and mutual beneficial relationship. And here are some indicators that you got a good team member. Alignment of goals and expertise. The client's goals should align with your area of expertise. If a client seeks guidance in an area you are well versed in, it's a good sign of a potential fit. Readiness and willingness to learn and change. A client who is open to learning, receiving feedback, and making necessary changes is crucial. If they demonstrate a genuine desire to grow and a willingness to put in the work, they are likely a good fit. Mutual respect and trust. Both parties should feel a sense of respect and trust. If you feel that the client respects your expertise and trusts your guidance, and you respect their aspirations and challenges, this is a positive sign. Effective communication. Communication styles should be compatible. If you find the communication flows easily, with both parties able to express and understand each other effectively, it indicates a good fit. Commitment. Assess the client's level of commitment. Are they willing to invest the necessary time and effort? A client who shows commitment to the process is more likely to benefit from your services. Have realistic expectations, because we're all human. The client should have realistic expectations about what the coaching or mentoring process can achieve and the time frame involved. So you have to make that clear so that they understand. And make sure it's real that you can actually mentor them in the time frame that you're saying that you can do it. Because if you can't and something conflicts, then you're taking something away from your client. And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you're giving them the time that they need in that time frame. Personal compatibility. While not always necessary, personal compatibility can be a bonus. If your personality meshes well, it can make the process more enjoyable and fruitful for both of you. Feedback responsiveness. A client who responds constructively to feedback and is willing to engage in an open dialogue about their progress is likely a good fit. Ethical alignment. Ensure that your ethical values and those of your client are in alignment, particularly in areas relating to confidentiality, honesty, and professional conduct. Assessment tools. You might use formal assessment tools or questionnaires to better understand the client's needs and goals, which can help in determining the fit. Remember, it's also important to be honest with yourself and the client if you feel the fit isn't right. Referring them to another professional who might be a better match can be a part of ethical practice and shows a commitment to the client's best interest. Okay. So when you're considering qualifications for a coach, mentor, or leader, it's important to look for a blend of relevant experiences, credible credentials, and personal attributes that align with your goals and values. So let's break it down. Relevant experiences. This includes not just the duration of their experience, but also its relevance to your specific needs. For instance, if you're seeking guidance in starting a business, someone with a successful track record in entrepreneurship would be ideal. Credible credentials, professional certifications or degrees in fields related to coaching, psychology, business, or leadership add to their credibility. It's also valuable if they are affiliated with recognized professionals, organizations. Strong communication skills. Effective mentors and coaches should be excellent listeners and communicators. They should be able to understand your goals, fears, and challenges, and communicate their insights in a way that resonates with you. Empathy and ethics. Look for individuals who demonstrate empathy and have a strong ethical framework. They should respect confidentiality and place your interests above their own. Results and testimonials. Evidence of their impact through client testimonials or measurable results can provide assurance of their effectiveness. Personal attributes. Attributes like patience, understanding, motivation, and the ability to inspire are crucial. They should be someone you can trust and feel comfortable with. Lifelong learning. A great coach or mentor is often a lifelong learner, constantly updating their knowledge and skills. When seeking a coach, mentor, or leader, be aware of the following. Avoid one-size-fits-all approaches. Be cautious of those who apply the same method to all. Effective coaching is tailored to individual needs. Overpromising. Be wary of those who guarantee specific results or offer overly optimistic promises. Lack of boundaries. Professional boundaries are crucial. Coaches or mentors should not overstep into areas outside their expertise, such as providing therapy if they are not qualified therapists. Pressure tactics. High pressure sales tactics to lock you into a long-term contract or expensive packages can be a red flag. Transparency and professionalism. Ensure they are transparent about their methods, fees, and the nature of their service. Remember, the most effective coaching or mentoring relationships is a two-way street where both parties are actively engaged and committed to growth as well as the development. So that, ladies and gentlemen, wow. We covered a lot today. So I hope that you get a chance to work through these, some of the questions that you have to answer as you're looking at your vision for your life and the ideal life that you want to live. Take the time to work through those. If you need to discuss them with me, you can reach out to me and we can go over them, set an appointment, go to my calendar link and set up an appointment with me, so we can set time apart so we can just work on that. So come prepared because each moment, each minute is beneficial. The more prepared you are for your meeting, the more you can get out of it and the better you're going to feel when you walk away to go and do what you need to do. So happy Freedom Friday, everybody. I'm exhausted. I got texts going on. I think I missed an appointment, but it's okay. You guys were getting this information out was more important than anything else I had going on today, because to know what it is that you're looking for, to know what it is that you want, to know where you are is key stepping stones in your growth and development journey. Allow yourself grace, be patient with yourself, allow yourself to enjoy being a beginner, taking all the training and learning that you can, and as quickly as you can, begin to start implementing it so that it becomes your friend. So what is uncomfortable to you will soon become to be comfortable because you stepped right in it from the door. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're going to embrace our imperfections. So as we embrace our imperfections and love on us and love who we are, looking at where we're going for the rest of this journey for 2024, I want to say, as always, you are a winner from the time you were conceived in your mother's womb. And when you were born, you were conceived with all that you needed to make your life a success. Go out here, have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week. Enjoy your family this weekend, guys. You got to have fun along the way. I know it's a lot of hard work. You got to work, have fun. You got to figure it out. Figure it out. You can figure it out. But anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful for you. Please leave comments in the comment section. Don't be afraid to share, like, and subscribe. Share it out to others that you think may benefit from the information. And thank you for your time and listening. I'm Tia Rogers, and thank you for your time today. And many blessings on your mission as we are rocking out in 2024. Can't wait till we get to the end and see what we all actually end up with and what we have progressed over the time. So with that being said, bye-bye now. I'm talking too much.